Picture this. You're cooking your favorite dinner meal, and the kids are yelling about homework at the kitchen island. The TV's blasting a football game, and it's all happening in one giant room. Sound familiar? That is the open floor plan. It's everywhere now. In the new builds, flip homes, stage listings on YouTube. It's the bright paint, the recessed light in the ceilings, the giant windows, one endless space. And yeah, it looks amazing on Instagram, but here's one thing. After you've walked through a dozen of them, doesn't it all start to feel the same? Have you ever felt that deja vu, like you've already seen this home before? Well, today, I am going to peel back the glossy brochure because open floor plan has hidden flaws, design traps, even psychological effects that might change how you feel in your own home. And by the end, you might want to rethink whether your future dream home should have fewer walls or not. In the old days, traditional homes were more sectioned up. Every room had a job. The kitchen was for cooking, dining room was for meal, living room was for relaxing and meeting with guests. Then there may be a smoke room, a parlor, a library if you're wealthy, and of course, a long hallway that connects the bedrooms with the rest of the living space. You'll find such floor plans common among older homes throughout the country. This was even more the case in traditional Asian societies. I remember when I grew up, men were typically the head of the household, so pretty much every house had an unclosed kitchen and separate rooms where men would have meetings or hang out with guests in the living room while women were cooking in the kitchen, and all of the kids play in the separate rooms until dinner was ready. As a kid, I kind of liked it that way because I wouldn't want my parents to see what I was doing or hear what I was talking about with my friends. A home provided more place for me to hide. It felt safe, cozy, like I had my own little world. So, do you remember how you grew up in a house? Was it like that too? Maybe you had your own corner or a secret spot or a place that was yours. Think back. Did you enjoy that privacy? Or did you wish the house was more open? You can let me know by commenting down below. Anyways, it wasn't until when I got into the real estate business in 2013, after showing and touring many homes, that I noticed something. Almost every new construction or fully remodeled homes had a so-called open floor plan. Hardly any walls in the living space. I began to wonder, what exactly is this style? You see, open floor was a concept that started emerging in the early 20th century when technology like centralized heating and balloon framing made larger rooms affordable. Architect Frank Lloyd Wright is recognized as the key figure who brought open floor plans into American residential architecture. His prairie-style homes, starting in the early 1900s, broke away from the Victorian box by featuring large, open living space with fewer interior walls. In his 1930s Willie House project for the mid-income family, Wright proposed a kitchen that was open to other public space. This reflected the shifting family structure where a homemaker might want to interact with guests while preparing meals rather than being confined in a secluded service area. The suburb housing boom following World War II was a major drive for popularization of the open floor plans. With the rise of a nuclear family and smaller homes, builders used open layouts in ranch and split-level houses to create a more casual, communal, and family-centric design. Plus, it's always cheaper to build homes with fewer walls. During this period, the kitchen's status changed from a hidden utility room to a social hub. Open concept layout began to fully integrate the kitchen with the dining and living room, allowing a greater interaction during a meal prep and gathering. By the 1990s, the open concept had become the standard in new construction, particularly in suburb developments. Not to mention the HGTV hit, the designers made open layout look glamorous, sunlit, and carefree. Not only it is cheaper to build that way, but it also makes the same square footage appear larger, brighter, and more luxury looking. And by the 2010s, every new construction home in America seems to come with a standard package. The open floor plans, the kitchen islands, light color cabinet with quartz countertop, recessed lights in the ceiling, and large floor-to-ceiling windows. When you picture this kind of setup, do you think, wow, it's beautiful? Or do you secretly think, haven't I seen this exact same home before? While open plan becomes synonymous with easy entertaining and a sense of spaciousness and brightness, when the COVID-19 pandemic hit and with more people working and studying from home, open floor plans disadvantage and problems started being highlighted. And trust me, these are design traps and even dark sides that you won't be able to find on builders' brochure. The original appeal of the open floor plan was its ability to bring people together, but instead of seamless interactions, it often leads to constant battle over sensory space. It's a great room that becomes an echo chamber. In the mid-19th century, the open concept kitchen was hailed as a way to liberate the housewives who could now watch the kids or chat with guests while preparing meal. But as historian Ruth Schwartz Cohen noted, these layouts often just created more work, as the increased visibility meant that the kitchen had to be photo ready at all times. Remember when you could retreat into a library or a den, a dedicated space for specific purpose? Well, then open floor plan replaced the quiet variety with one single multifunctional and often overstimulating space. You're trying to read, but the TV show is on. You're working and somebody is microwaving dishes. What was meant to be a shared living becomes a chaos. In a closed off home, you could just shut the door on a mess or noise, but in an open plan home, your clutter becomes a public exhibition, creating an emotional pressure to maintain a facade of perfection. Our physical surroundings have a documented impact on our mental health. Research into neural architecture has found that a constant barrage of visual and auditory stimuli, like that found in an open floor plan, can heighten stress and anxiety. Clutters, when on constant display, can contribute to this mental burden. One of the most significant arguments against the open floor plan, specifically since the rise of remote work, is the near total loss of privacy. Architectural psychology studies have shown that in an open plan office, the benefit of enhanced interaction were much smaller than the penalty of increased noise level and decreased privacy. Many people who worked from home during the pandemic experienced a similar reality, discovering that the open plan layout was a hindrance to focused work and quiet family life. Think of the constant low-level irritations of having to whisper during a work call or the discomfort of being watched while simply just relaxing on the couch. The open floor plan blurs the boundary not just between rooms, but between private life and public display. As the pandemic pushes people back into their home full-time, the flaws of open floor plan were exposed. Designers and homemakers are now reconsidering the values of walls, doors, and transitions. The future of home design is moving towards a more thoughtful, redesigned open concept. This new approach keeps the open feels, but reintroduces strategic boundaries using architectural elements like partial walls, shelving units, and siding panels to create flex rooms. These are called the broken plans, which I believe will be the next trend. As far as the current open plans, I'm expecting it to remain default for builders and home remodelers for another 5 to 7 years. Then a gradual consumer fatigue will kick in after 10 years as millennials, Gen Zs who grew up in the open layout ages into their 40s, 50s. They may prefer privacy, quiet, and coziness, thus fueling the broken plans instead. Eventually, open plans will not vanish but become a style era marker, like the sunken living rooms in the 70s and McMansions in the 90s. They'll still exist, but people will just joke, oh, that's such a 2010s open box. For many, the open floor plan may never feel quite like home. What's emerging now is a desire for sanctuary over showrooms, for the comfort of dedicated space over the chaos of one large unending room. What we once torn down in the name of modernity, we're now learning to build back for our own peace of mind. Maybe the wall was never the problem, or maybe the wall was always the solution. The moral of the story: Don't just go for open plan because it's trendy now. Trends come and go, but lifestyle satisfaction, the way your home make you feel day to day, that is timeless. Unless you're flipping homes, of course. So what about you? Do you love the flow of open concept or are you craving your rooms back? Drop it in the comment. I'd love to hear your story. And if you're here in the Bay Area looking for a home that actually fit your lifestyle, reach out and let's find your sanctuary together. If you like this type of content, hit the like and subscribe. And all right, that's it for now. And now see you guys on the next one.